Well, the worst movie of the year has arrived. It's called Argylle, and I'm gonna do my best to try and say something nice about it. Here's the good and the bad, all without spoilers. I was just really disappointed in this movie because A, it was directed by Matthew Vaughn, B, it has a great cast, and C, it's got a pretty clever idea. But sometimes the whole is just lesser than the parts. And despite its fun premise, what if a spy novelist unknowingly wrote about real spies, the execution was just way too broad and consistently goofy. The problem is that there wasn't enough contrast between the novelist's fictional world and then the real world of spies. Her fictional world is intentionally broad and full of spy genre cliches, cheesy dialogue, and exaggerated action. It's basically Austin Powers. So it would have been fascinating if then the real world of spies was more gritty and grounded and realistic, like the tone of Jason Bourne, let's say. But it's not. The real world in the story is just as silly as the fictional world. So, like, what was the point of this? This to me is a failure in the writing. And to make matters worse, it's all weighed down by aggressively clunky expository dialogue, incomprehensible techno babble nonsense, and bland zingers like this. There's a reason I'm the keeper of secrets. It's because I keep them. That's an actual line of dialogue from this movie, from the real world of this movie. And then it's not like Matthew Vaughn is able to save it with capable action directing, because the action sequences are as incomprehensible as some of the techno spy jargon, and the CGI is even worse. The big twist of this movie rests on the reveal of who the real Agent Argylle is. And I actually thought that this worked on a story level. Like the premise of the movie itself, I could feel the creativity behind this twist. Also, the cast is stacked with heavy hitters, and they are giving it their all. It's always nice to see people like Sam Rockwell, Samuel L. Jackson, and Catherine O'Hara having fun up there. Unfortunately, the movie rests on Bryce Dallas Howard's shoulders, and I think she was only believable half of the time. The biggest offense here, though, is that this movie thinks it's the most clever movie ever made, when in reality, a lot of its twists were pretty telegraphed, and it's basically a self-parody of the genre it was trying to satirize.